Hey, this is Patrick with iPad Insight. Today I've got a quick demo of a very cool new app I've discovered for the iPad. It's called TouchRetouch HD. What it does in life is it lets you remove unwanted objects or unwanted content from your photos, and it makes it really easy to do that. So as a quick example of one I made earlier, if you like, if I've got this image from the Steve Jobs biography, and I don't want to have the American icon title and the text with the author's name and the photographer, etc., I can very easily use TouchRetouch HD and end up with this image. And I'm pretty clumsy when it comes to photography and tools and using Photoshop and fancy effects, and believe me, this was simple to do in very few minutes. The app is easy to use, as I said. It lets you use a brush tool, which you can easily adjust with a little slider to make the brush bigger and smaller for when you're working on larger objects or going around fine edges with it. There's also a lasso tool to use if you want to just select an area rather than brushing an area. There's an eraser to use as well if you want to fine-tune what you've done with the main tool. Let me just show you the app while I'm rambling on here. And there's a clone stamp tool. So here I'll try and just show you while I'm talking what we did. If I can find the original Steve Jobs image, I'll try and just do it while I'm talking about this. Yeah, here's the original image. I was saying there is also a clone stamp tool, so once you remove items from the image, if the background isn't quite blending in with the rest of the background, you can grab an area of the background that you want to match, select it, and brush it onto the area that needs adjustment. Alright, so let's just start out. I'll choose I want to undo that. It's got unlimited undo and redo, which is always a cool feature in a graphics app. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the brush size, and I'll just start brushing away the text here. You can see it's got what they call the finger hint window, which in settings you can toggle that on or off. I find I don't need it much if I'm doing something like this one where where the area doesn't really overlap with the main body of the image, the primary piece of the image. But it's really helpful if you're in an area that's kind of tight, close to the primary piece of the image that you don't want to mess up. So that's very useful. Again, in settings, you can toggle it off if you don't like it. You can also set where it's positioned. So now we just apply, and you'll see that another benefit with this app is that it processes really quickly. Oops, and I forgot to do that little red stripe. So go back and get rid of that. Processes super quickly. When you initially open an image, I don't know if you noticed that, but you can choose to have it at its original full resolution or to lower it slightly if you want to make the processing time even quicker. It processes really quickly. It's got some nice helpful video tutorials that you can access from within the app. So if you want to see a little bit more about how to use the clone stamp tool, for instance, they'll run you through that. That's quite a nice feature. It's just a really cool little app all around. It's just 99 cents in the App Store. Again, it's called TouchRetouch HD, and I think it's a brilliant little tool. It's definitely going to be a keeper for me in amongst my photo editing tools. So check it out in the App Store when you get a chance, and hope you're all having a good Monday.